Hi, and welcome to Ignite Voices. Today, I have someone sitting with me that I'm excited to interview because he is running for the 39th Congressional District.
Yes, ma'am.
We were talking a minute ago about my dear old stomping ground, California.
That's right.
And I thought I need to have him on the show because California needs you, and I want you to tell them why they need you.
California needs you too. We need people to stop giving up on our state, right? We've got a beautiful state.
Facts.
It's probably the most beautiful state in the country. And we've got incredible people. We've got bountiful resources. But we, as Republicans, have got to stop giving up on the Golden State. Governor Newsom has been a total loser of a governor. Mark Takano is a loser candidate. He's a clown show candidate. And at this point, the proof is in the pudding in California. We have our state is a disaster. People are voting with their feet, they're leaving. And then every city is a disaster. So Governor Newsom ruined San Francisco as the mayor of San Francisco. Now he's running California as our governor. And now people are leaving California.
Ask me how I know about the running out of California thing, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, because you left California.
I ran out of California, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we need to do is we need to start running strong Republican candidates who have an ability to articulate our message and then can actually get out there in the grassroots to start building something up. Because even though we have these districts that are stacked up against us, these districts are winnable because they're being ran by losers in the Democratic Party that don't have their constituents in mind, and they've completely abandoned the people.
Well, it's near and dear to my heart because basically most of my family is still in California, so I know my family in California absolutely needs you. So why don't you go ahead and share some of your bullet points or your pillars of what your strength is in your.
You got it. So I'm running on water, energy, and defense. That's the common sense right there. Every society throughout history has been involved in the very basics, which is water. And so if we put desalination plants and lined our coast and funneled fresh water inland, we can start growing the food that we eat in California again and in the rest of the country. Energy. We are a rich country in energy. We have over 500 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. We have some of the deepest oil reserves in the world. We have massive uranium and lithium deposits. And the thing is nuclear energy is clean, it's safe, and we're actually shutting down nuclear power plants in California. So I want to fix our water situation. I want to fix our energy situation, bring down the pain at the pump, check PG&E, and then I also want to work on our defense because you don't have a country if you can't defend it. And right now we are not defending our country. And in fact, our Department of Defense is a failed organization. They're laundering money throughout the world. They failed their 6th consecutive audit in a row, unable to account for 61% of $3.5 trillion throughout the world.
That is inexcusable.
Agreed. And I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran. I take things like missing assets, both in weapons and in financial capital throughout the world, very seriously. We're on the brink of World War III. We abandoned Afghanistan and their people in a total failure of a military pullout. And that's what we do. The only thing more dangerous in this world than being an enemy of America is being a friend.
Wow. That right there speaks volumes. And as I'm sitting here as a California, and it's sad that I had to leave California. I mean, God, I would say, I want to be clear, God led me out of California, but at the same time, it was purposeful. And I'm still praying for California, though.
Thank you.
And so I agree that there are some people that are called to stay in California. And I'm glad that you're called to stay in California because, David, you're called to make a difference. And, as we're wrapping up our interview, because I am a family values kind of girl, I have a family of 8 kids. What is your word for the families out there, or what you plan to do for families?
So we've got 5 kids too. For our families, I want to keep our families together. I don't want to make it so that families have to leave California in order to thrive.
That's good.
Freedom is financial freedom, and in California we should be banking on abundance, not scarcity. And so we have less than 16% of people can afford to buy a house. Our average home buyer is 49 years old. And so where do our children go for a future? And so I would love for people to be able to stay in California. My sister also felt called to leave. She's in West Virginia. I have another one in Washington. But freedom is financial freedom. And so when people don't feel financially free in California, they're going to leave and they're going to go to places where the dollar stretches a lot further. And I can tell you a military retirement in West Virginia goes a lot farther than a military retirement in California.
I mean, the facts are the facts.
Yes, ma'am.
And the last question I have for you, because we are out of time.
I know it.
But we have been back-to-back interviews today, but this is a powerful interview. I had to have you on here for the sake of California,
you.
for the sake of my old stomping ground, for the sake of my family that's still over there. I love you enough to have somebody here who is willing to support what you guys believe in. Okay, last question is, what is your perspective on education?
So we need school choice, first and foremost. Our children should not have to trust their futures to filling zip codes, to a lottery. If we free up our children and free up our parents to make the decision for them
Yes.
in their education, then they're ultimately going to be the best decision. If we don't educate, we incarcerate. And we lead the world not in education anymore, but in incarceration. We have 5% of the world's population and over 25% of the world's prison population. And it's because we are failing at educating our youth. I developed a real estate curriculum that I taught the high school students and adults, and it was wonderful. We got high school students out selling real estate. And what we need to do is we need to bring the trades, licensing programs, certificate programs back into the schools so that we free up our kids to enter the workforce and become a financial wrecking house, a financial powerhouse, instead of somebody that's going to be financially devastated by their corporate oligarchs the second that they enter the workforce.
Well, I'm telling you right now, that is a real solution for our youth, because our youth is the future. And so if we can get them in their youth and train them properly, then you can have a stronger California. So I love that you're looking at all these different areas, but you're also looking at the choices for the youth so that they can grow up to be sitting in these seats right here and doing these kinds of things as well here at America Fest even. And so as we're coming to a wrap, go ahead and tell them where they can find more information about you.
Sure. Go to my website, davidserpaforcongress.com. That's FORcongress.com. I've got a book that you can find on there called Common Sense for California, in the vein of Common Sense by Thomas Paine. He wrote Common Sense and it was 46 pages. California's messed up, so we needed about 900 pages. And then you'll be able to find all my social media links on there. I very much appreciate your time and you squeezing me in.
Thank you so much. And this is a wrap, but I'm EmmaSara. I hope you enjoyed this interview. If you're in California, you know what to do. Vote, 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 and vote for the people who are going to support values that are going to make this place a better place to live. I'm EmmaSara. We're Ignite Voices. Remember to go out and blaze some change. Thank you.
Thank you.